Well, one of the real most interesting cases uh, in the entire election season is the case of John Fetterman and his health coming up against Dr. Oz. Now, there are many, many things to do with this Pennsylvania Senate race, which could be decisive in deciding whether the Democrats or the Republicans win the House, win the Senate, take control of the Senate. Now, um, it's 50-50 right now. So one vote either way, and this is probably the critical state is Pennsylvania. John Fetterman, really at one time homeless advocate, had a stroke just a few days before the primary election. Yesterday, he had an interview in which, we are amazed to see that he's still in the race. He's so important for Joe Biden because, basically he's working class from Pennsylvania, just like Joe Biden. So really, it is, all the chips are on the table. Now, unfortunately, and then, he's coming up against Mehmet Oz, the famous, a celebrity, a doctor from television. Now, Dr. Oz is a Trump surrogate. He's a Trump Republican. Means he's very much kind of a, um, uh, you know, even-handed on abortion. He is not gonna be the guy who goes to the mat on the abortion issue. He's a doctor, of all things, and medical doctors typically are not gonna be they may have opinions on the abortion issue, but they many of them understand it's part of the medical profession, and they have professional obligations on that matter. Now, here's the thing: Pennsylvania did vote to go strictly pro-life. Joe Biden, though, is from Pennsylvania, and Fetterman is his man. Now, with regards to the medical issues, anybody who saw the interview of John Fetterman yesterday will tell you that he is, not 100%. This is not a man who's going to go in, roll up his sleeves, and get a lot of work done. He's more symbolic of Joe Biden. And, of course, the race implications are once again prevalent. Here we have a man who has tattoos on his arms celebrating, lost soldiers of the race wars in, the slums of Pennsylvania, wherein he has, the names tattooed of African American heroes, but these are gang members oftentimes. Maybe a hero in that context for Mr. Fetterman, but not necessarily a hero for everybody. We're talking about, working class Pennsylvania. We're talking about homeless populations and so forth. So there have been some questions about whether John Fetterman, about his race relations. At one time, he got caught up in, chasing down an African American gentleman or two, thinking there was a crime committed when these gentlemen were innocent, and it caused a stir in race relations. So, as a Democrat and working class, on the one hand, celebrating African American martyrs, on the other hand, chasing down, uh, African Americans in his neighborhood and calling the police. Now, the other thing, of course, is the health. And Dr. Oz is the doctor. So this is the patient going up against the doctor. It's quite an interesting case. And basically, Fetterman had his interview yesterday. It showed that he is not going to be 100%, but he said he's going to keep getting better. That's fine, depending on what kind of, senator you want. This is not a man who's gonna be able to put in, 8, 10, 12 hours a day to get the work done. On the other hand, he can hire somebody for that. He goes up against Dr. Oz, Mehmet Oz, the celebrity TV doctor. There are tinges of racial discrimination. There are tinges on the abortion issue that can implicate both of them. The abortion issue can hurt both Fetterman or it can hurt Dr. Oz. Dr. Oz is back in the race, but Fetterman has been always in the lead, even as Dr. Oz closes the gap. So this is Earth Faith here, signing off on the issue of the Pennsylvania Senate race and John Fetterman's health coming up against Dr. Mehmet Oz.